Hey everybody, Shifunk here. The following you're about to watch is footage from my Twitch.tv broadcast I did a few days ago. I usually play music while I broadcast, and due to certain copyright deals with YouTube, I decided to take all the audio out and just make this a full commentary. So if you want to watch the original video, you can watch in my archives. Other than that, this is going to be just me going over what's going on in the video, and some parts are fast forwarded due to the cause that at the end of the game, and you have a big company, the bubbles tend to lag the game, so I decided to at least fast forward certain things. So that's the reason why we have this edited version other than unedited content as usual. So anyway, let's get started. Alright, so I'm looking around and I'm at the contracts. So I haven't done a contract lately. So as I'm looking through, I'm like, what we got here? Simulation's not going to work. Alright, so I decided, any topic, any genre, I could do that. So I decided to at least go ahead and accept the contract. Alright, there I go. I'm like, well, I got an idea. I haven't made a zombie game in a while, so let's make a zombie game. Make an action RPG. And I was like, casual. And I was like, let's put on the Hellfire, put it on the PlayStation. Fuck it. I don't know. It's just I had a hard time deciding. PC, engine number 12, and I'm gonna call it Nation Red because it's one of my favorite zombie games. Now, I'm not pretty much talking through this part anyway, but I'm going to explain what's going on. By this time, my third console has just been released. It's called the Hellfire 3. And here's the stage 1. I'll continue that story later. So in this part, I'm like, okay, this is a this is the publisher's contract. What should I do to make them happy? Well, Connor and Patrick are my specialized people for engine and gameplay. That's why they're pre-chosen, and I always use myself for stories and quests. And I was like, you know what? The real game doesn't have really a lot of story. It's just a shoot 'em up bang bang. So right now I'm like, do I want a little bit of story? Do I want to do anything? Screw it. Let's just go ahead and turn everything off. And that's what I did. So here we go. Now this part right here is fast forwarded because the lag of the bubbles is just ridiculous. Alright, here's stage 2. Now this part, I do a little bit more thinking, because I'm like, okay, there's no dialogue in the game at all, so I don't need any dialogue at all. So I turn down the dialogue, I turn off the dialogue parts, and I'm like, well, the game looks good, artificial intelligence is very good, and we want realistic body movement at least, so there you go. Stage 3. I'm thinking to myself, well, world design, graphics, and sound. So I talked to my viewers at the time, just get a little input, even though they had no clue what this game's all about. Because Nation Red is a game I haven't played in a while. and I'm doing some very deep thinking. I'm like, I always put everything at max for this final stage. Do I really want to do everything at max? Do I want to tweak it? If I tweak it, it might, you know, it might be a bad review because, you know, everything was good in their development stages. Then we fluked on the sound and graphics and world design. What should I do? Then I thought to myself, based on the actual real game, I was like, the world itself looks pretty damn good. The graphics are pretty good for a top-down game, even though it's partially 3D, and the sound's very good too. Now, why does Chris have 120%? I don't know. And then later on I realized, oh wait, he's assigned to two different things, but I kind of ignored that and I click OK. So anyway, set up a large booth, I get interviewed, and we got this part going on. This is where it got really laggy. It started to piss me off. There's a gaming convention, mentioned Nation Red, about 3.5 million people showed up, which is pretty good. Alright, waiting for the bugs to finish off, and there we go. So with that, we got some pretty decent amount of points. Not the biggest amount of points I ever had in a game, but it's pretty good. And looks like Caden got a salary increase. So right here, I'm decided to do a little training on Caden, and I realize I can't do anything, but whatever. Here comes the first review. 10. Another 10. Get 3 10s. And I was like, come on, number 11. Ah, got a 9. That's exactly what I said. So, this part we're fast forwarding. You're not want to watch me make my next game. So, we're fast forwarding. As you saw, just in the first week, I already sold 75 million copies. Right now, we're at 116 million, 130 million in just 2 months. Looks like it's about 3 months now, about 152 million, and it's done. It's off the market, and 152 million copies with $170 million in sales. And that, my friends, is my best selling game ever in game Dev Tycoon. And I'm so happy.